In prison, I avoided Meat Rock by being on the vegetarian tray list for about half of my bid. Because Meat Rock is processed chicken byproduct. It's basically all the parts of the chicken that aren't chicken, and it makes up the bulk of the protein that's served inside the prison. There were some guys who were morally or ethically vegetarian who, even on that rare occasion or that holiday meal where they serve real meat, would stick to it, but I just didn't want cancer because Meat Rock was shown to be carcinogenic. And when you go to the chow hall, you can get whatever kind of tray you want. They're supposed to go by the list and check each name off the list, but it takes so much time to do that when you're trying to feed 1,150 people 3 times a day, they just give you whatever tray you want. But on lockdown, they make all the trays up ahead of time, and they deliver them to your cell, and they will only give you what you're on the list for. And the vegetarian tray was consistent. If there was a protein on the regular tray, you got either cheese or peanut butter, and for lunch and dinner, you got beans. And when I first got to Buckingham, there was a guy in the kitchen who came from a long line of Mexican cooks who made the most amazing bean trays ever, and they eventually stopped letting him do it because they said too many people were getting bean trays, and it was unhealthy to put salt and seasoning in something that was supposed to be heart healthy. So a lot of times, rather than eating my beans in the chow hall, I would take my portion and sometimes somebody else's portion, I would put them in a plastic coffee bag, I would seal it up, and I would take it back to the pod, which is technically a charge. I actually got a charge for bringing back syrup one day. Then in the pod, I would add seasoning, I'd stick them in the microwave, I'd heat them up, and they'd be 10 times better. And if I was on lockdown without food, or if I was back in the hole where you couldn't have commissary, it made a world of difference to be able to fill myself up every night, even though the beans were bad and sometimes they'd have rocks in them or whatever else. It was so much better than trying to eat that Meat Rock tray.